Right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy DJ Just Jay with Just Dimes ENT. I'd like to welcome you guys to our story here on this particular stream. As you guys know, we advocate for children first. We're going to tell you guys about something. I don't know if y'all saw this in the news or not, but we're going to get in the story and we're going to get right back out of it. So let's not waste any time. We're going to talk about the man on the far right-hand side who did something very, very heinous to this young little boy on the left-hand side. So police had to identify the 24-year-old man who was on the right-hand side who was accused, listen to this, he was accused of tossing a 5-year-old boy, 5 years old. I'm a father of a 12-year-old. I very, very vividly remember when my daughter was 5 years old, right? This little boy is 5 years old. And this man on the far right-hand side took that boy and threw him over the 3rd floor at the Mall of America on Friday. Guys, can y'all believe that? And I'm going to tell you guys something, and just in case if y'all were wondering, he doesn't know them. He doesn't know the mother, the father, the family. He's not related to him, didn't date them, nothing like that, right? Everybody catch that? He does not know this family. So what that means is that this was indeed a random act of violence. Absolutely insane. His name, let me get his face back up on the screen so you guys can see exactly who we're talking about. This guy's name is Emmanuel, Emmanuel, Deshawn, Deshawn Aranda. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's close enough. Aranda, who is from the Minneapolis metro area and was charged with attempted homicide and is currently being held at the Bloomington Police Department. And you guys can see the message right there. Police were called to the Mall of America in Bloomington this morning, or excuse me, not this morning, but at the time, after a man who was not thought to be of any relation allegedly threw the child from the balcony, which we have very good reason to believe that it was absolutely him. Now, Aranda was chased. We talked about this before. If you see something, say something. Is that not our motto? But I've told you guys to be very, very careful about vigilante justice, going after criminals. If you see something and you decide to go after that person, I'm telling you guys, you better make sure that you are absolutely certain, because I've seen this go very, very bad for people in court. I'm just telling you. When people have drawn their weapons on somebody that they thought was guilty and they end up getting time simply by trying to do the right thing morally, but legally they did not. Okay? There's a huge difference there. But luckily for this boy and his family and for everybody else involved, there was a person that witnessed this that chased him down inside the mall and caught him with their hands, took him down, and he was taken into custody. And I want to say thank you to that person. I don't know if they want to be named or if they ever want to name themselves, but shout out to them, because that's the type of stuff I might have taken a risk in going to jail for. Okay? Now, witnesses say that a woman at the mall, like, all they heard was that she was just screaming hysterically after the child was thrown, because this happened really quickly. She was screaming, "Everyone pray, everyone pray. Oh my God, my baby. Someone threw him over the edge," Brian Johnson said. All right. Now, emergency crews had rushed to help the child who had been laying in a pile of blood, in a pool of blood. Police do not think that there is any relationship with the man and the child or the child's family. Brian Johnson is a Minneapolis resident and told the Daily News that he didn't see the incident, but said he saw the aftermath. Now, he said the child was lying motionless and he was in a pool of blood. Additional information from witnesses indicated the 5-year-old might have been pushed or thrown. So it was one of the other. And we're going to talk about that GoFundMe here in a minute, okay? So if you guys would, do me a favor, please hit the thumbs up. What that's going to do is it's going to share our stream and let other people know that we are live on this channel, because we advocate for children, okay? Let me give a shout out to my brother, Relationship Rehab. He's in the channel. If you guys have not subscribed to him, please make sure you do so. He does a hell of a stream. Also, make sure you guys sign up for Voltron Network because we're going to be doing work over there also, okay? Now, let's go ahead and go back into this story. Bloomington Police Chief Jeff Potts said police officers gave the child first aid along with witnesses. Now, the child did suffer significant injuries, as you guys could imagine. That would have done damage to anything that lives and breathes and bleeds blood. Everybody catch that? Anything living that goes from the 3rd floor down to the 1st floor? Like that? Could you imagine that? I could not imagine what that must have been like for the parents. So I want you guys to put this in your head. And you guys think, I don't know if y'all got children. Maybe y'all can let me know in the comment section. We're live right now for the people watching on the replay. Post it in the comment section. Do you guys have any kids? How old are your kids? What would you have done if this were you? If this were your kid? I don't know what I would have done. But man, it would have been a sad day for that dude. Man, I'm gonna tell you, he might not have made it out of there. Okay. Now, again, they say that he suffered significant injuries, and from what I heard, this little boy right here, and his name, if I'm not mistaken, is Landon Hoffman. I'm not gonna even spell his name, but I'll tell you that's his name. His name is Landon, so we'll call him Landon. Okay. Now, according to Potts, he was suspected of pushing or throwing the child and then took off running immediately after the incident. Why? Because that's what cowards do. He's currently at the Bloomingdale Police Department, and authorities don't believe that he's any further threat to the public. At this time, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, I already said that part. I don't know why they keep repeating that in there. Now, they say that this was a senseless act and words can't truly express our profound shock and sadness, the Mall America said recently in a statement on Friday. Our immediate and only concern is for the well-being of the family and the child, as for any individuals who may have witnessed the incident as well. They have counseling services available for anyone who may need assistance, and we know that this is a concerning event for all of us. As the Bloomingdale Police Department continues to investigate how and why this isolated incident happened, we will provide full cooperation. So I'm hoping that they have some type of video footage. That way, at least not to release to the public, obviously, but to make sure that the police know and can see exactly what happened and charge this fool to the furthest extent of the law. Okay? Now, Aranda's, this is going to be the crazy part. Aranda's criminal record is actually pretty extensive. Are you guys shocked? I would love to know everybody who was shocked to know that this dude has a criminal record. Here it is. He has 2 convictions in 2015 for obstruction of the legal process / interfering with a peace officer, as well as convictions for 5th-degree assault, trespassing, and damage to property. What this points to is a trend. Everybody catch that? Court records show that Aranda was arrested on July the 4th of 2015 after police say that he matched the description of a man throwing things off the upper level floor of the Mall of America to the lower level. I'm sure nobody's shocked to hear that. Police say Aranda refused to give his name and resisted arrest. Right, 5th degree, I've never even heard of that, but nonetheless. Aranda was also accused of walking into a mall store and sweeping his hand across a display table, breaking glasses. Remember, we're just talking about the mentality of this person, okay? In October of 2015, Aranda, that dude, that funny looking, bug-eyed looking, crazy looking dude, was accused of throwing glasses in Twin Cities Grill in the mall. So apparently he is a huge menace to the mall. Like, I don't even know what would possess you to even think to do this crap. Now, the complaint says Aranda approached a woman who was waiting for the restaurant to open and ask her to buy him something. I want to know who's related to this dude. What woman didn't mess with this dude? Do he got any kids himself? If he's crazy or if he got out the mental institution? Like, why do they just allow these people to just run amok on society, and then it's everybody else's problem? But then we get mad whenever the police have to take somebody like this down because they're mentally unstable. But nobody will come forth and do something about this type of dude before he turns around and hurts somebody's family or hurts somebody like you, right? We want to get mad, and Black Lives Matter want to come out and protest when police go in and they got to do their job and put somebody like this down in order to prevent something like this from happening. We want to be sad then, but we won't be sad before or while he's doing crap like this. He's so broke, the fact that he had to ask a woman to buy him some food. When we live, and I want you guys to think about this. We live, and I was just telling this dude that I know, because he owns a convenience store. And I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I just talked to him Saturday night, and he had got robbed from somebody because they stole some food from him. And it just happened to be that they were black, and he's Middle Eastern. I told the dude, because I know him, I've been knowing him for years, and I told him, I said, bro, and he looked at me because he's like he felt bad because he was fussing at these people. But I told him, I said, bro, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about the fact that you got upset and you took your situation in your hands and tried to stop these people from stealing from you. Because it's so crazy that we live in this type of world where we continue to just keep giving handouts to people, giving people opportunities, just give, and hoping people take those advantages in life and build on them. You have people that don't even give a crap about that. And they'll continue to find ways to be a failure anyway. There's no reason why anybody in the United States of America that is a citizen of this country should go hungry when we are literally giving out food stamps. Is that going to get me flagged? Probably. We are giving out free food and you're still asking for what? But nonetheless, we're talking about a trend and the mindset of this person, okay? The woman refused to buy him anything, and she has every right to refuse to give him anything. And Aranda allegedly threw a glass of water in her face and a glass of tea that struck her leg. Now, is that not the epitome of biting the hand that proverbially feeds you? Ain't that a bitch? Wow. Aranda was under trespass notice at the time, banning him from the mall until July 4th of 2016. Yes, there's a GoFundMe up for the people that asked. Thank you so much for asking. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get on the screen for you guys and show you guys the GoFundMe, because I think this one's going to be just as interesting as it always is. I'm going to show you guys a little something here, okay? Now, let me see. That one. That's the one I need. Now, this GoFundMe is more interesting than most GoFundMes that we do, that we take a look at. I want you guys to understand what this message means. There's a GoFundMe up. They were asking for $500,000, right? 15,533 people raised more than $500,000 in one day, in 24 hours. This GoFundMe was started yesterday. They have a lot of pictures on here. You guys can take a look at this GoFundMe if you guys want to check it out. They give a nice, well-written, heartfelt statement. A lot of people have been in here posting stuff. As you guys can see, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. People are currently donating. This is currently trending. But I'm going to tell you guys more than anything what this actually means. I'm not talking about what is deserved and what is not deserved. Because I think that whatever people want to give towards anybody's GoFundMe, they should get, period. Now, if you keep changing what your story is for what you're getting, that's the part I think that's wrong. But the people that be in my comment section, they know exactly what I'm talking about. They just don't care. They just want their family and their friends to win on some bull crap, right? I'm going to tell you guys what this means. What this means, ready? That means that white people are tired of people that share my skin hue. Oh, crap. Am I going to get flagged for that? Probably. What is Just Jay saying? That is my way of telling you guys that America is tired of people that look like this. And how many people out there look like this, have that shade of skin, that shape, that build? You can't tell the difference between the good ones and the bad ones. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Everybody catch that? The more that we continue to allow this type of trash to sit among our community and our neighbors and our neighborhoods and our families, and we don't call them out and separate ourselves from the bad people, then we blend in with these kind of people and nobody can tell us apart. Everybody catch what I just said? Nobody can tell us apart from the good blacks and the bad blacks. And that is white people's way of donating that kind of money to let them know more than just this little boy's story. This is bigger than just that little boy. There are tragedies that happen all the time. This is bigger than just that little boy. I want you guys to trust me on that. This is America's way of saying, the dominant society is saying, we're tired. Very, very tired of this. That's sending a message. They don't know what kind of medical care this boy is going to need. They honestly don't even know if this boy is going to survive his injuries. That is a hard fall for a 5-year-old to take. Right? Y'all can go read that GoFundMe. I'm not going to even read that part. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and play the 2 news videos that I was able to find. Let's go ahead and play the fair usage. If I can get it to play. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Squads at the mall. We have a report over on the south side that someone just fell from the 3rd floor to the 1st floor.
The Mall of America looked like a crime scene Friday as police tape roped off the area where a 5-year-old boy landed after plunging from the 3rd floor.
There was a little child laying on the ground.
This was apparently no accident. Police say Emmanual Deshawn Aranda intentionally pushed or threw the child, then took off.
The child's mom was there. She was beside herself. She was crying, screaming.
The 24-year-old suspect, who police say is not related to the child or his mother, has now been charged with attempted homicide.
The child did suffer significant injuries. The child has been transported to the hospital and is currently receiving care.
This photo shows a crowd of first responders trying to help the young boy before he was rushed to the hospital. A Good Samaritan tried to stop the suspect, but he still got away. Police eventually arrested him at the nearby transit station and is seen here in handcuffs.
It's a 100% match on the suspect in custody.
The Mall of America issued a statement. This was a senseless act and words cannot truly express our profound shock and sadness. Our immediate and only concern is for the well-being of the family and the child, as well as for any individuals who may have witnessed the incident. Police are still looking for a motive and hope surveillance video could provide some clues. Meanwhile, a young boy remains hospitalized after a trip to the mall goes horribly wrong.
I'm going to tell you guys this. I really, really hope this boy survives. I have a couple of more choice words that I'm going to use. If you guys want to stick around for that, I think you'll find it very interesting what I'm going to have to say. So hit that thumbs up for me. We got a few more people in the building. Please continue to hit that thumbs up for me. I'm going to play this next video, and then I'm going to say some things that might not sit well with your sensibilities.
At 10:17 a.m. this morning, the Bloomington police were called to the Mall of America, specifically the Southeast Court. Our initial information indicated that a child had fallen from the third level and had landed down on the first level floor. Additional information from witnesses indicated that the child might have been either pushed or thrown from level 3. Our officers initially responded and performed first aid on the child, along with some other actual witnesses and passerbys. The child did suffer significant injuries. The child has been transported to the hospital and is currently receiving care. Witnesses also indicated that the suspect that had either pushed or possibly thrown the child took off running immediately after the incident. We located that suspect quickly. That suspect has been taken into custody. It's currently at the Bloomington Police Department, and there is no harm or threat to the public at this point. We feel that this is an isolated incident, and again, the suspect that was involved has been arrested and brought to the Bloomington Police Department and is at that location at this time. At 10:17 a.m.
All right, guys. Now, if you guys are ready for the part that might be a little difficult to swallow, I'm going to talk about some things here. First and foremost, social media moves very, very fast. This is his official information from the sheriff's jail roster. It's his booking number, first name, middle name, last name. Date of birth, shows the city, state, and what his actual charges are. He's being held without bail. Repeat that. He's being held without bail, and rightfully so. And I want you guys to notice. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you guys see that on the screen? Let me get my tool on the screen here. I'm going to show you guys something. Can you guys see what that says right there? Can you guys see that, or do I need to make it bigger? If I have to make it bigger, I'll make it bigger. What does that say? Everybody catch that? I'm not so sure that this boy survived. I think he might have passed, but I don't know that to be a fact. But what I do know is that this is what's on the record. You guys can go back and fact check. You guys know how to do this thing. Go back and check these facts. If we're wrong, I'd be more than willing to issue a public apology if I am wrong. And that is a big, huge if. Also wanted to show you guys this. Came from CNN, so you guys know some of the sources. Said he was accused 3 months later of throwing glasses of ice water and tea at a woman in a restaurant at the mall after she refused to buy him food, the records show. In that incident, he got into a physical scuffle with the manager. Now tell me that doesn't sound like entitlement. Everybody catch that? Guys, if you're ready for the inflammatory part, it's about to get worse. Here's the inflammatory part, because there's a couple things that I want to capture real quick. First and foremost, here's the real part. How many times do we actually talk about the mental stability of men? Not just black men, but men in general, whenever they do these quote-unquote crazy things. How often do we talk about that? In my opinion, we don't. We don't talk about he was mentally ill. Yeah, he was an entitled psychopath. Thank you. I like that. Extreme mental illness. Thank you, April Jones. This absolutely has to be addressed, or we don't need to talk about mental illness, period. If we're going to just throw away the word mental illness when it comes to any men or black men, then I think that it needs to be done away, period. I don't think that we should continue to keep giving people excuses except for only when you want to push a particular narrative. That's number one. Here's part number two. His record showed that he's done plenty of stupid things prior. Why didn't anybody do anything before this? You're going to just ban him for a few months and think that somebody like this is not going to come back as soon as they're not banned and continue to do the same thing over and over again? Like, really? Like, you're just going to ban this person? Like, I just think that's weird. It's very weird because it allows him to come right back, and now they have put this boy's life in jeopardy because he was able to just walk back in and do some more crazy crap. Point number three, for the people that are calling him a Muslim, because we have screenshots of people calling him, as far as his nationality, a Muslim. I'm going to tell you guys this. I don't care about that. Because when you look into his face and you look at that dude, again, by the name of Emmanuel Deshawn Aranda, he will be classified as black. Everybody catch that? He will be classified as black. So what does that mean? That means he's going to be lumped in with everybody like me that shares my skin hue. They're going to see him as part of that group. That's why this is significant. We cannot allow these type of people to sit in our community and say, yeah, he with us. No, he's not. He's not at all. We don't associate with those type of people. Throw away the key, lock him away, do whatever you need to do. What he did, he don't need to be out in public, period, ever. Here's the third point. Fourth point. What would you guys do if this was your baby? If this, instead of looking at this face, and you might think of it like, well, what's the significant? You know, white people do this type of stuff to us all the time. That's what the pro-blacks say. But let's turn around. Let's turn that same statement back around on the pro-blacks and say this. What if that was your kid? Would you still feel that way? Would you just say, if it was your black baby, oh, well, you know, people do this type of thing all the time? Right? How would we feel if that was our kid? Relationship Rehab said, men are supposed to know better, not like women who go through so much more than men. It's different for them. We're just pointing out the hypocrisy, right? Now, let's move to our last point. Look at that GoFundMe. Guys, do you know what kind of support that is? To garner that much money in less than 24 hours? Does anybody out there hear me? Can anybody click the like button and let me know that you hear what I'm saying to you? Let me put this GoFundMe back on the screen so you guys can understand the gravity. They are over $500,000. This is an old screenshot. They asked for $500,000. They're at $550,000. And as I am speaking, that GoFundMe dollar amount is going up. Mike Wash brought up a very good point. Would there have been $500,000 raised if it was a black kid? But let's talk about this, right? Because these are white people donating to white people. Everybody catch that? They're putting their money back into their community. Whenever we put up GoFundMes, it's not black dollars putting up in the GoFundMe. Very far and few in between. It's mainly white folks. That ought to tell you something. That's why I always encourage you guys, as long as we are using their platforms, as long as we are using their systems, as long as they rule the United States of America into the republic in which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, as long as we're living in that system, then we need to follow their rules and not ruffle the feathers of people that are literally giving us everything that we need to live and breathe, all the jobs, all the food, all the housing, all the transportation. Or am I just talking a bunch of bull crap right now? I could be. I could just be full of hot air. Maybe it was because I just got done DJing this weekend. Maybe I've just got all of this music and good vibes in my head. Maybe it was the alcohol. I don't know. Maybe I'm just speaking a bunch of bull crap. Maybe you guys don't give a crap about what I'm talking about right now. My whole point is the fact that they need to throw the book at this dude, period. Whoever his family is, I think that maybe they should even be held accountable. Somebody knew that this dude was off his rocker and they just let him wreak havoc on society. In my opinion, I don't care what they do to him. If they give him the death penalty, then it is what it is. If they put him in jail for life, it is what it is. I don't want to hear nobody come out talking about protesting this or anything like that. Whatever he gets, he gets. You know what they said? In Rocky IV, what did Drago say? If he dies, he dies. In my opinion, let this thing go. Black folks, we got to do better, man. And I'm very, very sad for, again, 5-year-old Landon Hoffman. Absolute shame. The fact that you can't go to a mall, hang with your family. How many of us go to the freaking mall to sightsee, window shop, buy stuff, have a good time? And this is a huge mall. Could you imagine somebody just out of nowhere just grab your kid and chunk your kid over the railing? Man, that dude wouldn't have made it 2 feet if it would have been me. Because I carry and I believe in my right to bear arms, and I would have put this dude down. It would not have been any quicker justice. I'm so sad for this little boy. I hope the people in the family out there understand where I'm coming from, that this has to stop. All right? That's all I have to say. I covered all my points. This is your boy DJ Just Jay. I'm signing out. We're going to keep this very short. We're going to continue to keep advocating for children first. That's what matters first. Our children. Because they cannot speak for themselves. And they damn sure cannot defend themselves against the tyranny of those bigger than them. All right? Prayer hands for 5-year-old Landon Hoffman. Thank you guys so much for listening to the story, guys. We are out. We will see you guys on the very next stream and the very next story, okay?